Hey YouTube, it's basically anime, and today I have a whole tournament of power tier lists. Yes, that is correct. I will be ranking all 100 of the tournament of power contenders. Now, before we get into this juicy video, let me know any other video suggestions down in the comments. Let me know your favorite tournament of power moments. And YouTube tells me only 10% of you guys are subscribed to the channel. So let's just try to get that up by clicking on the subscribe button right now. If you like anime content like this, remember to turn on that notification so you get notified every time I post. And let's get into this video. Now I'm just going to go straight into this Dragon Ball Super Tournament of Power tier list, no hesitations. But before we get into this, let me do a quick explanation on my tiers and how I'm going to rate this. Okay, first we have Z Father Trash. If you guys don't know what Father Trash is placeholders. Like, they put these characters here just as a placeholder because they wanted to have 10 teams for the Tournament of Power and 100 contestants. So these were just like, they spent zero time on the character. Next is F got carried. I mean, they were there. They were carried. They were okay. I would even say okay. They practically got carried. They're only relevant because their team was relevant. They got carried. Then E is barely relevant. Like, barely relevant is just one for me. I like your style. I like your character. I like your attacks a little bit, but you're only relevant in this tier list because I like you. D is Super Saiyan. Now, I want to say not that bad, but not that bad is kind of barely relevant. Super Saiyan. Now, I'm not trying to say that any of these people in this tier list can beat Super Saiyan Goku or Vegeta, but they could handle a newly born Super Saiyan. I would say like Khalifa Super Saiyan or Kaba Super Saiyan. C is God level, like around Super Saiyan God. People with God Ki, not people with God Ki in this tier list, but they can handle somebody with God Ki, like around Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan God. Super, I would say I classify that like, if you can take on Super Saiyan Blue, you're on this list. God plus, you're close to a tier of your own, but you still have something holding you back. You're not one of those, like broken characters. S is broken. Like, you don't want to go against these people. Now, let me just go straight into the tier list. I'm not going to do this in any particular order. And yeah, I'm just going to go straight into this. I'll start off with base Goku. Um, don't give me hey. I'm not going to put him in S. I would put him in Super Saiyan. I'm not trying to say that he can, because this is base. Remember, I'm not talking about Super Saiyan Goku, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan God. I'm talking about base Goku. I'm not gonna put him on God because, and I'm not gonna put him on God because he's not on that God Ki level yet, because he's just base. But I'm also not gonna put him in barely relevant because he is relevant. I would have to put him high D. He can handle a few. He can handle like everybody on this list in base. Yo, I would put him high, mid, high B. D, I mean, okay, Krillin. Krillin, I like Krillin. I think he has a lot of potential. He can learn. If he can learn some Kaioken, I think he'd be. I'm sorry, I'm putting him. Not saying that he couldn't handle somebody in Super Saiyan, but let's be honest, if Goku Super Saiyan walked up to Krillin, jumped him, Krillin could handle him. I'm not saying he couldn't handle him, but let's be honest, Krillin would have to use strategy and tactics. Super Saiyan, Goku would not have to. And let's be honest, at the end of the day, if Goku powers up Super Saiyan, like to the Super Saiyan full power, Krillin would be barely holding on. So I would have to put him, but I'm not trying to disrespect him. And this is not Super Saiyan Goku, just as any Super Saiyan. So I have to put him low D, but still in D. Next, we have one of the Pride Troopers. I'm putting this girl in carried. I mean, her ability was force field. She didn't really have any of that martial arts, anything relevant. She got carried by Jiren, Top, Dispo, people on the Pride Troopers that were more relevant. Next, these are one of the wolves that challenged the, I would say, well, who is it? Goku, Gohan, and Boo at the Expo. I would say barely relevant. I think they didn't even get carried. They were practically carrying their team, but they were still kind of bad. Actually, I like this one's character. I don't know if I should put him barely relevant or Super Saiyan, because Krillin couldn't beat one on his own, just like flat out. But Krillin wasn't using like going really serious. I would just note that. Okay, I'm putting him the highest of E. He should be like the negative of D, but I'm putting him on the highest of E. Next, wow, this is a lot. I'm pretty sure this is one. No, this is not one of the rules. I'll just do. Let me see. Blue base. No, I don't want to get to that yet. Um, Master Roshi. Master Roshi taught these two. He's the teacher of most of the martial art fighters and the Z Warriors. Z fighters, I mean. Um, I would say he's kind of like Krillin. I mean, they have a lot. Okay, Roshi kind of like doesn't have that much potential, and he's outclassed by a lot of fighters. But he's kind of like Krillin, and like they still have that same human vibe. If they could hold on to a fight with a newly Super Saiyan like Kaba or Khalifa, but let's be honest, Goku Super Saiyan full power would destroy Master Roshi. So just gonna have to settle him like that. Okay, next. I might not know their names, but I do know their abilities and martial art fighting styles. So I can rank them in power, but don't ask me their names. This one, I'm putting him below. Maybe I should name this Base Goku. No, I'll stick with Super Saiyan, but this is like Base Goku. If you can handle Base Goku or like a newly transformed Super Saiyan, you should be on this tier list. This guy is low. He could probably beat Krillin. I mean, he absorbs attacks, but at one point he's not gonna absorb a full Super Saiyan Blue hit. This guy, he got carried. If you guys remember, he was one of the Pride Troopers, and he tried beating Goku by holding on to him with his supposed super strength and trying to like throw him off the ring. But Goku was like able to like jump off of him into the ring. He got carried. Okay, I wouldn't say irrelevant. Let's just leave it at that. No, I won't pick him. This is one of the Namekians, Piccolo face. I like their characters. I'm not gonna put them in barely relevant. I like their characters. They were able to take on Piccolo, but of course, and they were able to take on Goku and Piccolo for a while. But when Goku and Piccolo powered up, yep, they cannot withstand the blast of the special beam cannon. But I like their characters. I'm gonna put both. If I can find the second one, I'll put them in Super Saiyan. But around, I would say like they can be Piccolo, maybe even this guy. They were Namekians, and Namekians is my favorite race of Dragon Ball. He's one of the wolves. He took on Goku at like Super Saiyan, mind you. Wasn't he the one using his snow? Mind he was probably the one using that poison toxin technique. Again, I put him most of these guys D Super Saiyan. They can't handle somebody big, really big, but they can handle their own, I guess. And I'm gonna count this for probably like Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan, yeah, just Super Saiyan 2 here. Next, I'll pick carried. I don't even know this guy's name. He's like Doctor something, Doctor with a Z. He got carried by, pretty sure it was Universe 6. Next, I don't know who took this guy out. Pretty sure it was Vegeta. He was like Cannon Father. I don't know why didn't put him here. Just because I wouldn't even say got carried. Actually, I'm gonna put him here. He was some slimy dude. They had like barely any trouble with him just because of that slimy technique. Next is Frost. Frost and Piccolo, yeah, using his poison technique, they're on the same terms. I wouldn't say God, of course. I would say base D. Most of these guys are going to be on D anyway. And I would say he could beat Master Roshi, but could not beat Goku in a fair fight. Next, this guy got carried. He was a small... the only reason I didn't put him on Cannon, Father, or Trash, just because he's a little guy. The only reason why they even had a hard time with him because they couldn't see him. But he was able to punch out a lot of Z fighters. So, I'll put him in F. Got carried, but I'll put him around here. Yeah, he's not nothing special. I don't want to touch the goodies. I don't want to touch the important ones just yet because that's a lot of scaling. This one, his whole character is based on one of Piccolo's moves, which is called the Hell Zone Grenade. This is his like practically special move. He can control key balls. But he did get carried by the Tournament of Powers, Pride Troopers. This guy was invisible. Another thing, I'm pretty sure he's only anime only. Another person that the tournament or the Z Warriors, or I'm just gonna call him Universe 7, had trouble with. There was something special about him. He was invisible, but even though Gohan and Vegeta actually, Vegeta could not see him, he almost knocked them out of the ring, even when they couldn't see him. But they could handle him if he was visible, but he was able to punch him so close to the edge of the ring. So I'm going to have to put him in D. Next, we'll pick this guy. Or yeah, he was the one who knocked out or almost knocked out Master Roshi. Master Roshi even said himself, or it wasn't anime only. I don't really know. He's pretty strong after he transforms. He said, I have to take care of this guy before it becomes a problem for Goku and Vegeta. Obviously, we can safely assume he wasn't talking about like Super Saiyan 2 Goku or Vegeta or Super Saiyan Blue. He's probably talking about Base or Super Saiyan at least. So I'm going to put him on D with the rest of the okay guys, but he was pretty strong. I don't know if he's anime only, but he was almost able to beat Master Roshi. Next, Spinner or whatever this guy's top or something. Oh no, they already have a top. He's guy's name like Spinner or something. Again, he got carried. His moves are obviously Spinner. This guy was taken out by Krillin, one of the first people took out actually, and he was actually pretty easy to take out. What he used like a destructo disc, and the only advantage or the only reason he actually was on the team because he could fly. Pretty sure I don't want to say on Universe 6, but he was one of those teams that were barely relevant. Next, I'm gonna get into those like I don't even know the universe, but they got that love. Okay, this is one of them. Her name starts with a K, Kitsune, something like that. Barely relevant. Here's the thing, I'm not gonna put her on D. Some of these people on this list could tank her, but she did. Android 17 did have trouble with her, but I would actually I'm putting her like barely relevant because I like her cat like character and her claws and all that cat techniques. Anyway, next we have another person that was carried. He had what was it called? Like key lines. He could create traps like wires. He was nothing special. He's nothing noteworthy. He did get carried by the rest of the Pride Troopers like only Jiren was like the main Pride Trooper. Let's say that. Next, Kinky or Nikki. His name was like Nikki or Kinky. I don't even know why I remember his name. That's kind of weird. This guy was able to. I don't remember. Actually, I kind of forgot. I remember. I know I didn't put him in D. Father Trash. Got carried, but I wouldn't say got carried because I don't know his team. Yeah, I forgot about him, so I'm just gonna put him in Z. Father Trash. Next, Vegeta had a hard time with him. I'm not gonna put him in barely relevant. Got carried because he was doing some lifting for Universe 6 too, but at this point, Goku full power base Goku could take care of him if Goku was using some of that technique. I'm putting him in very, very, very low D. Somebody needs to come like S to C, but I don't want to touch those people just yet. Again, her name's like Mimiri or something. I don't remember these girls' names or most of the people's names here. I don't expect anyone to. She was able to take on Super Saiyan Vegeta, and he even like went Super Saiyan 2 on her. Pretty sure she's from Universe 5 or something. I wouldn't put her God. I just put her high. Just because she was able to withstand a lot of attacks, and she had actually this is the first person that's above base Goku. I believe Goku would have to actually transform into Super Saiyan, and note that I'd actually put Frost and base Goku on the same level. Yeah, I would. She's the only one that could surpass base Goku in this list of D Goku base. Next one, she was like a wizard. She wasn't much of a fighter. Who took care of her? Like Android 18 or something. She wasn't. She got carried by Rubian. Something. Wow. It's some Rubian. Something like that. She practically got carried by her. She's nothing special. I'm pretty sure this is one of the wolves. Actually, he's not one of those dirty wolves. Again, I forgot why I did not put him in fodder trash, but technically he is fodder trash. I wouldn't say anything special. He's just a placeholder. This one I really like. He's one of those aliens, and I even forgot their names too. He's one of those aliens that come from the planet that Goku and now Vegeta went to learn some super cool techniques. He's able to teleport. I think his character is really underrated. I mean, like the others, they didn't spend much time on him, but I think that like he should be able to do the Force Spirit Fission. He should be able to take on the likes of like Kelpha. But yeah, his race is pretty strong. Like, if all of them jumping Goku Vegeta with their technique, they could probably take on Goku and Vegeta. Goku and Vegeta full power. He's really underrated, but just because he can teleport and he should be able to use some of that techniques from his race. We didn't get to see that, but I wish he did. I'd put him in D. Nothing special. Now we're getting down to the goodies, but Why did I thought I put her in fodder trash. Sorry. I must have skipped over her. Thought she was relevant. Another person that got carried. His technique was what? At this point, I don't even remember all of the Pride Troopers techniques. If it was, the Justice Whip. The Justice Whip. Again, nothing special. Put her low F. Nothing special. He was carried by the strongest Pride Troopers. Now I'm trying to. I don't think I can hold off. Okay, I can still hold off some more. He almost. This is the person that like pushed Kaba to go Super Saiyan 2. She could handle Super Saiyan pretty good. I wouldn't put her above. Actually, I wouldn't put her above Frost, Goku, or Ribian, but she could. She really put some pressure on Super Saiyan Kaba, so she's enough to get a D. But he really did surpass his limits, and I'm pretty proud of Kaba for doing that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get into all these super cool, but he is the pilot of the Pride Troopers. Again, he got carried. I don't even remember his thing. Oh yeah, he had like that justice knives or something, and like make key knives out of his hands. Justice swords, whatever. He's one of the wolves. Okay, he's the one that had that poison technique I was talking about. The one that gave Goku not that much of a hard time, but he really pressured Goku. What should I put him at? I'll put him in low D, very very low D. Like he did push some pressure on Super Saiyan and base Goku, but that was just because of that toxin. If it was raw power, the strength, without fighting, let's be honest, Goku would tank him one punch to the face. I'm trying to get all these slightly interesting people out the way. One of the, I don't even remember why I didn't put them in D fodder trash. It's just a placeholder, but he is a wolf. I must have mistaken him for the main three wolves. Anyway, this one was able to take on Jiren, but Jiren like punched him and like that was the end of him. He stayed for a while, but I'm pretty sure he got knocked out by like Kelfa's blast or something. He was on that universe team with all the robots. Barely relevant. I would say he got carried by the bigger robot, but just because I like that he was able to take on Jiren, but still get tanked by Jiren, but able to take him on. I'll just put barely relevant, but barely relevant. Okay, no. Okay, it's time for me to get into these goodies. The Z Fighters, Frieza, the Universe 6, and Universe 11. Okay, I'm about to get. Who should I pick off first? I'll pick off TN. TN is one of my favorite characters. I like most of the underrated Z Warriors or Z Fighters. I like to call them warriors. Anyway, same as Krillin and Krillin and Master Roshi. They're strong, not gonna lie. Strong for humans and the human aspect. They're like one of the strongest humans. They could take on Super Saiyan Goku. At best, Roshi, Krillin, Tien, Super Saiyan 2. But if Goku breaks that Super Saiyan 2 or even Super Saiyan full power, no tech, no strategy, no technique, brute out fighting, let's be honest, Goku would eventually. Tien could last, even with that technique and that Tri-Beam, full power Tri-Beam. He could last a few seconds, but eventually Goku will have to finish off the job with that Super Saiyan. Next, Kaba. Kaba, technically, this wasn't really talked about much, but he can go Super Saiyan 2, but I'm pretty sure it was only a one-time thing, and he hasn't really mastered the form. God. I need to start filling up. God, I'm just gonna put him. Ribian and him, I'd say that Super Saiyan 2 and Ribian would probably be on the same level. Don't hate on me for power scaling I'm about to get into. And really like Kaba. Eventually, I want to see Khalifa, Kale, and Kaba at Super Saiyan 3. I want to see their designs. But I can already imagine Kaba's designs, just that Khalifa and Kale's. I'm still trying to picture that in my mind, and it's kind of hard, not gonna lie. Next, Android 18. Android 18, I don't even remember how she got out. She sacrificed herself. I'm pretty sure of that. If it was relevant, I think I would remember. Of course, she's relevant, but I don't think her place in the Tournament of Power was that relevant against, at least to me. I know some of you guys might really like her character, and I do like her. She's kind of cute. She could for sure. Now, I think a lot of people are going to go crazy on the comments for this, but I need to fill up God level. She is the lowest of C possible. I am putting her. Now that I think of it, I'm really underrating a lot of these people, but they're like Super Saiyan. I ain't putting her low. I think she could take on Super Saiyan God Goku or Vegeta just for a few moments, maybe even a few minutes. Not that she could overtake them or handle them or even beat them in any way. She could take them on. Don't come at me for the comments. Like, calm down. I already see you going to the comments. Like, she's the lowest of CC could be possible. Okay, I gotta start filling this stuff up. I feel like I really underrated a lot of these people. Let me think about moving anybody up. Let me see. Yep, none of them surpassed Super Saiyan 2, 1, or 3. Android 17, I like Android 17. I feel like he's really underrated. And I feel like they should give him a form. Like when he powers up, his keys and his aura is kind of white. I want him to give him what? Like a. They've already covered all the colors. There's blue, red, yellow, green, purple, pink. His should be like gray or something. I just want to see him. I'm putting him super. He was able to stay in the tournament of power as long as Goku longer how do I say this? He was able to say like with Goku and Frieza, and I'm pretty sure he even surpassed Vegeta, and he got that force field. That force field was pretty powerful. It was able to withstand one of Jiren's, I wouldn't say strongest attacks, but sorta kinda he was trying a little bit. It was able to withstand one of Jiren's okay medium attacks. I'm not gonna say. I'd say that eventually, Super Saiyan God Goku versus the Android 17 with perfect tactic. Notice that he was able to take on Super Saiyan God Goku, even though we were being honest. Super Saiyan God Goku could probably handle him. Super Saiyan Blue Goku, I mean. But he was able to handle him with perfect tactic and he wasn't trying. At this point, I'd say Android 17 has surpassed Android 18 just because Android 18 has been like a stay-at-home mom. She's been taking care of I even forgot their baby's name, but she's been taking care of her baby. She hasn't been going out as much. I wouldn't say that I would say Android 17 is like surpassed her in terms of level. Like I'd say he's on like Dragon Ball Super at this point. Khalifa is a training saying, I feel like just like Kaba, Kale, she has lots of potential, but if we're being realistic, I wouldn't say super. I would say like she's around like the height of Super Saiyan 2 Goku. She was surprised that like what she saw from Super Saiyan 2 Goku. She was like, is this Super Saiyan? Because I feel like he was going full power with the Super Saiyan 2. She has lots of potential. She's a Saiyan in training. I wouldn't say that she could take on Android 18. I wouldn't say that she can like match up their terms and power. I feel like if she faced that right opponent at the right time, that opponent might be able to boost her to Super Saiyan 3. I don't know about that God Key. I think Kaba can eventually sense that God Key. But Khalifa is like stubborn and annoying. I don't think that she's going to be ever calm enough to sense that God Key. I would have to keep her. See. Yeah. Next, Base Vegeta. Somebody I haven't touched for a while. Base Vegeta. I would put him. I think at this point Goku and Vegeta Goku should not be known as to surpass Vegeta by like a lot. Oh my gosh, Master Ultra Instinct. Vegeta is coming up that line. I'd say Vegeta can take on Ultra. Don't come at me for the comments. Ultra Instinct sign. Only for a few seconds, not for like an extended period of time. But I say base Goku and Vegeta are at around the same level. If they were to like go on a match with just base, they would probably end up around the same time of fight. Let's see. I want to hit. Putting him in God. Don't come at me. With that time skip, he is Super Saiyan God. Do not come at me. Actually, I'm going to put him in Super. Like, what am I talking about? It took Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20. For the first time, times 20 we've seen from Goku to take on Hit. And technically, that was only an anime-only form, but people consider as canon. Hit was able to take on... I mean, I would say Android 17 Hit are around the same level in my terms of perspective. Android 17, with that time skip, he could take on like everyone below him with that time skip. Without that time skip, he's an okay martial arts fighter, but he's not that impressive, I would say, personally would say. This is the robot fusion guy. I forgot his names. He was relevant. I'm gonna regret this. I'm putting him there. He is big, okay? Think about it. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, Master Ultra Instinct versus this guy? His he could okay, I'm not gonna say he could win against Master Ultra Instinct, but one slap would like knock Goku out of the Tournament of Power. I think I'm just putting him on a tier of his own just because of his size. If he could retain the same power and like be on the same size as the rest of the Tournament of Powers contenders, I would put him around God Plus. I don't know who I'm gonna put in God Plus. Actually, let me make a correction. How do I do this? Yeah, I would say like God Plus would be like Super Saiyan first time Super Saiyan Blue, like Super Saiyan God Mastered. I wouldn't know who would I wouldn't know who I don't know who I would fill in God Plus, but let's just continue on and see Ultimate Gohan. Super. Notice how he can take on Super Saiyan Blue. Now, I wouldn't put him on a tier of his own. And I don't know if I'm the only one who like doesn't understand. I still don't understand the Ultimate Gohan form. Yes, it's powerful. Yes, it's on terms with like Super Saiyan God. Okay, actually, I'm gonna put him A. Like high A, very, very, very high A. I'm not putting him on Super. Like, if Super Saiyan Blue Goku really tried, Ultimate Gohan would kind of lose. I think we all can predict that. He really did surpass his limits in the Tournament of Power. I'm just talking about in terms of perspective. Gohan versus Andrew 17, I would love to see that, but Andrew 17 is pretty smart. With that tactic, okay, I'm going to have to put let's be okay. Just because I need to fill this A God Plus level, I'm putting him in A. But I want to be realistic. I'm just gonna put this in B because I like B with Super. I'm gonna be really realistic. He should be on Super, but just because I need some spot fillers for A, he is God Plus. He is on the level of these two, but I need somebody to put here. Don't judge me. Piccolo. Piccolo is somebody I didn't want to touch for a long time. Piccolo is Loki. My favorite Dragon Ball character. Ever since I saw him when I was a kid in Dragon Ball, I used to envy Piccolo a lot. Okay, I'm just sitting him here so I can talk. I used to envy Piccolo a lot. Like, he trains. He's the most underrated. No, I wouldn't say most underrated Z fighter, but I want to see him. I want to see the series give him a form. Yeah, I see he's around C. I want to see the series give him a form, or the writers give him a form that puts him on par with Super Saiyan God. Right now, he could take on Super Saiyan Goku, not that much trouble with ease. He could take on Super Saiyan 2. He could barely fight with Super Saiyan 3. Goku can't stay on it for a long time. But when it comes to God, even with all that technique, that my favorite move, the special beam cannon of Dragon Ball, Super Z, GT, whatever. Even with Super Saiyan, but when Goku brings out Super Saiyan God, even if I don't want to say this, let's be honest. Yeah, Piccolo could not handle Super Saiyan God. He could fight. With that tactic, he was able to beat Ultimate Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, but he is like around the level of what Super Saiyan 3 God. But when Goku brings out that full power Super Saiyan God, I'm sorry to say this, he will lose. But just because he could last for a few seconds, minutes, I'm gonna put him in God right next to Android 18. I think this is fair. Again, I'm gonna probably get lots of hate in comment for this, but let me move on. Golden Frieza. I like Golden Frieza. I like his. People say that he has like a golden rage mode that they showed for like 2 seconds. I think people are just like over analyzing it. I put him in Super again. He is able to take on Super Saiyan Blue just like the rest of the people here and kind of Gohan. But I wouldn't say he's on a tier of his own. That's safe for like the people I know cannot be scaled in power. Kale, I have to get this out of the way sooner or later. Kale, no, I put Kale fine. Kale. Kale Rage Mode is a beast. I don't know what the writers were thinking, putting like letting Jiren beat her with like one ki blast, and Jiren wasn't going full power. I mean, even though they gave us a legendary Super Saiyan, they downplayed her. They underrated her. It's not possible. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking. I put it high C, just because. Yeah, again, I think Goku with tactic could take on. Actually, God Plus. She gave Super Saiyan Blue Goku time. Most of the fighters in the ring time, like she gave a hard time, a tough time. I wouldn't say that again. Actually, I think Hit and her would be equal. Edge of 17 is smart enough to find a way to defeat her. With tactic, all three of these people could beat her. Raw power, I think they should give her like they should put her on terms close to Broly. If not Rip Broly, close to Broly. Especially with that legendary Super Saiyan. I think they really, I think they really they should spend more time on the character. That's appropriate to say. This Bow with that God speed, what's his form again? Ultimate speed. I put him on Super. He is able to take on Dragon Ball Super, and I would love to put him on tier of his own, but that speed is not enough to make up for that martial arts, that pure power. I would have to put him in B Super level. Okay, next let's get into these goodies. These are pretty self-explanatory. I'm sorry, I'm gonna put top tier of his own Super. He can tank anyone here. I'm gonna be honest on that. But is it to the point like there is nobody who can match his power? No person who can like push him, like no other person who can like we can't scale him in power. I personally think that we can currently scale him in power, and I'll put him like what, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken time 20, full power Goku without Ultra Instinct at least. Vegeta with that Super Saiyan Blue evolved. Another form I don't understand. I need science in Dragon Ball. I need to understand these forms. I'll put him in same level as top. I want to put him in S so bad, but he is able to be scaled. This is for people like let's not scale. He is stronger than top, so I would put him in B. He's the B for Super, and currently I think Vegeta's on a tier of his own in the manga. These are pretty self-explanatory. Nothing to explain. Technically Goku and Jiren. I forgot which one's stronger. I remember the creator confirmed it. It was like Goku or Jiren stronger. But they're on the tier of their own. You can scale this, I guess, like Master Ultra Instinct, and this is not even full power Master Ultra Instinct. But I have to put them in the tier of their own. But like, this is the end of the video. Let me know what you guys thought. I want some criticism on this video, and but positive criticism and feedback. I want to know what you guys thought about this video. Now, if you like anime content like this, remember to subscribe to the channel, hit that notification so you get notified every time I post. Like this video if you like this video. Let me know any feedback on my tier list ranking, and let me know if you guys agreed or disagreed. It doesn't really matter to me, but I will still check your comments. Anyway, let me know if you guys want me to do any of the tier lists.